Hi everybody, I'm Chris Paulson with Racine Heritage Museum. Welcome to another edition of 6 Feet Apart with Chris and Allison, where we feature really cool things from the museum's collection. Allison is out on assignment today, but joining me as a special guest, my friend Jimmy Thelen. Jimmy is a longtime friend of the museum and an expert on all things case, and he's here to talk about this wonderful 65 horsepower engine. Jimmy?
Thank you. This is a 1917 65 horse case steam engine. The 65 horse was one of Case's later engines, and it was a really well-designed engine. They had years of experience building steam engines, so by the 65 horse, they were really well-versed in what they needed to do, and just had a really well-balanced, well-running engine. This one came to the museum from Del Rennick, and Del had bought it from Leroy Blaker in Ohio. Leroy was really well known back in the 1950s for starting a threshing show, and he actually did some amazing things with this engine. One of the things he did was put it on a pony brake where they tested the horsepower. Now it's rated at 65 horse off of the belt, and when they put it under load and up the pressure a little bit, they were able to pull 130 horsepower, which is really incredible. Really shows what a 65 horse was capable of. Now from the factory, Case recommended or advertised that all of their engines could develop 10% more than what they had advertised. So this one would be able to generate an extra 7 horsepower, but clearly it could do a whole lot more than that. Now before Leroy Blaker bought it, he got this engine in 1953 from Henry Benn in Ord, Nebraska. It's believed that Ord was the original owner of it, having bought it right back in 1917. This engine was designed to run from the factory at 165 psi for boiler pressure, and when they tested it, for 130 horsepower, they were up to 175. And there was a safety factor that was built into all of the boilers and stuff like that. They certainly were more willing to test the limits of what they could do back in the 1950s than what we can today. They didn't have all the boiler inspectors and things like that. But with the safety factors, I mean, this was a really safe engine to run and at that pressure. When Blaker bought it, he said the boiler was in like new condition, and I would suspect it still is to this day. It's been well taken care of and shedded for the majority of its life.
I'm back. Thank you very much, Jimmy, for sharing the information on this wonderful steam engine. And tune in on Thursday for another program from Racine Heritage Museum.